Oh, shit.
Y'all don't even like me, no, I'm staring in the mirror. Boys is nigga. Claiming the goodness, the shy, but timid, the good is.
Oh man, guys, let's go. Shelby GT350. Let's see what this is all about. Window down so you can hear it. Thing is extremely stiff. Steering is extremely heavy. Going around the cloverleaf here. This thing's about handling. Let's see how it does. See if we can get on it for you. Roll on. Whoa. I was maybe a third of the way into the throttle and the back end wanted to come out. And keep in mind, this is the S550 chassis with independent rear suspension. So either these tires are shot, and when I do my inspection we'll see, or this thing is just that slippery. I should start this out by saying this isn't going to be a full in-depth review of the GT350. I'll have to talk to my managers and see if that's something we can possibly do. I just have to do the inspection on it, and I wanted to take you guys along for the ride. And this thing is crazy stiff. And 6th gear, riding along, it feels like a normal car. It's kind of crazy. I'm just cruising at about 60 miles an hour right now, and feels no different than a normal car, which could prove to be kind of nice. Honestly, really feels like this thing has no power steering at all. Like, it is extremely heavy, and that's not a bad thing. I actually prefer that. It's got, you know, this one wasn't about being a straight line monster like the GT500. This is more like a modern Boss 302, and that car was a blast to drive as well. So after we get back on here, we'll give it a little bit. Obviously not my car, so I'm not gonna like beat on it like crazy, but flat plane crank, this thing would take it all day long anyway. Red line above 8 grand. We'll drop her into 3rd here, roll the window down and let you hear it. I won't lie to you guys though, I really hope I don't have to put tires on this thing, because that would suck. One more with the windows down.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
What do we got here? Guys, it's finally here. Big stuff happening. We're gonna get into this in just a minute. All right, guys, I am super pumped right now. Today was finally the day. The lift is here. This is a 2-post lift that I ordered for the home shop, and I'm super excited. We've been talking about this for a long time, like months. I ordered this at the beginning of August. After jumping through a bunch of hoops and a bunch of things going wrong, it's finally here. So I'm gonna get this thing opened up and let's see what we got inside. Well, there she is. Not really sure how I'm gonna move it yet, but I gotta finish taking the box apart. You eat your Wheaties, girl? I'm gonna need help lifting that. Probably help if I take the bolts out that are holding it to the crate. Yeah, she's no help. Guys, this is about as far as I can go until help shows up. Thing's heavy. All right, so phase number 2, as always, ignore the mess, but there is the Maxjax lift, just kind of mocked up. Nothing's bolted down completely yet. And you guys, I just want to take a minute to thank you guys for being patient with me. Like I said, I ordered this 2 months ago, and I know I've been talking about it for a while. I was under the assumption that it was going to be here like relatively quickly, and that was not the case. I think just all the things going on 2020 had a lot to do with it. It's been a rough couple weeks for me as far as just workload goes and a couple other things going on in life. So thank you guys for being understanding. I know I didn't get a video out last week, and honestly, you guys pushed me to do this because I started this YouTube channel 2 years ago with about 30 subscribers, and now we're at 940 something last time I checked. So it's a slow process, but it's working, and it just goes back to that belief that anything you want you can achieve with hard work. It's always been a dream of mine to have a shop and to have a car lift of my own, so I felt like I had all the equipment I needed to repair cars, work on my own projects, stuff like that. And along the way somewhere I found YouTube, and I decided that that was something that I really like to do, a way I really like to communicate with other people about cars and be involved in the car community. And because of the amount of success that I've had with my channel and the amount of joy that it brings me to see it grow, it motivated me to keep going, get something like this. And I'm gonna come right out and say it, you guys, I didn't buy this. My grandpa paid for this lift. So here's how the story goes. I started saving, and I actually had the 2,500 bucks saved up. It's tough to save money. I have a great life, but as you know, single guy, home mortgage, stuff like that, a couple $1,000 isn't something I usually have just to throw around. So I saved for about a year so that I could buy this lift, researched it, found out that this is the one that I wanted for my setup, and my grandpa overheard me talking about it at dinner one night. And then he called me and he's like, hey, do you think you'd come over after work and help me move a piece of furniture? And I said, sure, why not? Absolutely. And I get there, and he goes into his bedroom, and he comes out, and it had to be $3,000 cash. And I'm like, what is this? He's like, I'm buying that lift for you. And I was like, what? He's like, is that the one you want? This is enough money? I said, Grandpa, this is too much money. And he goes, I don't care, keep it for extra stuff you might need when you buy it. So I told him again and again, I'm like, I saved the money, I have it, I'm ready to go, I worked for it. I don't like it when people give me stuff. And he actually got mad at me. And if any of you know out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You don't argue with your grandparents. And he actually started to get a little upset, and I was like, okay, you know what? So my heart goes out to him. Obviously, big role model, big part of my life. I love my grandfather, and I couldn't be more thankful that he wanted to help me with this. What the problem be?
Slab's not thick enough.
You know, nothing can be easy, so now we're gonna
Unless
have to.
we got shorter anchors.
Yeah, I don't really like that idea. So as any project goes, me and the old man are trying to install the Maxjax, and the concrete slab in the garage isn't actually 4 inches. So when you put the friction fit anchors in, they don't grab, they don't suck back up into the concrete. So now we're gonna have to rent a concrete saw and cut out that hole and dig down, thinking about a foot, 10 inches, something like that, and make like a footing basically for the lift. So unfortunately in this video, we're not gonna be able to show you the Maxjax in action, but I mean, we're getting somewhere, and this is how this shit goes. So I can't really be too mad about it. I mean, just something that we're gonna have to get done. It is what it is. So thanks for tuning in for another video, and hopefully in the next couple weeks here, we can show you this thing in action. Thanks, make sure you subscribe down below and hit that like button if you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you next time.